Hi and welcome to the video tutorial of modeling with spreadsheet. In this video, we are considering the project Hotel Management System and will demonstrate specifically how the revenue analysis sheet is prepared. From the previous video, you would have learned how we have set the database room sheet of this model. In this video, we show you how to create the pivot graphs which will help to display the revenue analysis of the hotel using various parameters. In detail, we shall be explaining the methods to use the pivot table to consider the revenue analysis and also the offset function which will help to generate the trend analysis graphs. To start the process, consider the revenue analysis sheet. In this sheet, we will be generating various graphs which display the revenue analysis of the hotel. This includes the revenue based on room type, month or year, and payment mode. Also, the revenue trend for the last 5 months is displayed. First, let's go to the demonstration on how to consolidate the required data from the database using a pivot table. To do this, we navigate to the room booking database and select the array of data which are required for the revenue analysis. Once the required data is selected, select the pivot table option under Insert menu. A new sheet will be opened with the pivot table tools. We have to select the necessary data to be included under the rows and columns of the pivot table. The function pivot table can be explained in detail by giving an example, as the data in the hotel reservation system is too large and might be confusing. Let us consider an example. This Excel sheet has data of the region, the product, the date, customer, the sector, the quantity of material sold, the revenue gained from this, what is the cost of goods sold, and what is the net profit. So in order to generate the pivot tables from the available data, select the entire set of data which is available to us. I've used shortcuts to select the entire data. Click on Insert menu. Under Insert menu, go to Pivot Table. This Create Pivot Table dialog box opens up. We will choose where you want to open the pivot table. We will open it up in a new worksheet. Click on the OK button. The pivot table tools is displayed and all the column headers are displayed here. Now we can actually drag and drop these options under either the rows or columns as per our wish. If I drag and drop the region under the rows, all the 3 regions which are available in the data is listed as the row headers. Similarly, if you want to have the revenue per region, just click on revenue and this adds up as a sum of revenue. Similarly, we can find the profit, the COGS, and also the total quantity sold. If I want to know what is the region and the product, I can do this. It means under the central region, the product ABC, this is the revenue, this is the profit, this is the COGS, and this is the quantity sold. Now let's see how graphs are generated from pivot tables. Let's take some basic example. Let us see how the profit varies according to the different region. Select the data, click on Insert Graphs. This shows what is the total revenue or the profit for central region, east region, and the west region. Similarly, any type of graphs can be created for all the available data. This is just an illustration on how to create the pivot table. Similarly, the pivot table can be created using the data available in the database of the hotel management system, and we can come to this revenue analysis tab using which all these are created. What you see here is a slicer. After the pivot table is created, we will have an option under the Insert menu called Slicer. This will be explained detail in the 12th video. All these graphs are created using the pivot tables from the data available in the room booking sheet. In order to create the trend analysis data, let us consider the following from the room booking database. We will have the month-wise total rent. Let us give the customer or the management an option to enter the month for which the trend analysis should be shown. The previous 5 months data can be extracted using the algorithm we are going to write here. Once we let the user select a month, we will have to find out what is the position of that month in the available database and which are the 4 previous months. For that, we can use the match function to find the relative position of the entered month. The format is equal to match the lookup value, which is what the user enters, comma, the lookup array, which is a set of data which is available to us, and the match type will be exact match, and press enter. We will find that July is the 7th relative position in this entire database. We will have to find out which is the month prior to that. We will have to reduce one value from that. Similarly, we will find out 5 months. Once we've got the 5 relative position of the months, we will have to find out which month is in all these positions. That can be found out using the function index. The format is equal to index, the array, comma, the row number, which will be the relative position. We will have to lock the array because that is a static value. If you drag down, we will find the month and the previous 4 months for which we will have to generate the trend data. Similarly, we can find out using VLOOKUP what is the data in corresponding to these months from the total rent. The VLOOKUP function has already been explained earlier, so I'm not explaining that in detail. Now, since we have got the data of the last 5 months, we can create the trend data by creating the trend graph. We can hide the graph over the data. This is actually a static database, static table, because if you see, based on the data which we enter here, the value gets changing. By this, we come to the conclusion of the video number 10, which shows you how to create the pivot tables and the trend analysis, which will help you to create the revenue analysis tab of this model. Thank you.